In The Lord of the Rings, we learn that Sauron poured his cruelty, his malice, and his will to dominate all life into the One Ring. But why would he do such a thing? What motivated Sauron to create the One Ring, and what were his ultimate goals?
Build me an army worthy of Mordor.
So today we are going to explore the depths of Sauron's character, his ambitions, and the strategic brilliance behind the creation of the One Ring. So come on, grab a cozy seat, perhaps a cup of tea from Bag End, and let's uncover the dark genius of Sauron's plan. To understand why Sauron created the One Ring, we need to start with his origins. Sauron was originally a Maia, a powerful spirit created by Eru Ilúvatar before the shaping of the world. Initially, he served Aule the Smith, one of the Valar, and was known as Mairon. Sauron was skilled in craftsmanship and had a deep appreciation for order and structure. However, Sauron's thirst for power and control led him to align with Melkor, later known as Morgoth, the first Dark Lord. Under Morgoth's tutelage, Sauron's ambitions grew darker. He became Morgoth's most trusted lieutenant, learning the ways of domination and deceit. After Morgoth's defeat in the War of Wrath at the end of the First Age, Sauron went into hiding. Despite his master's downfall, Sauron retained his desire for power and control over Middle-earth. He was determined to succeed where Morgoth had failed, and so he began to lay the groundwork for his own rise to power. Sauron's primary motivation for creating the One Ring was his insatiable desire for control. He sought to dominate Middle-earth and bend all its inhabitants to his own will. By pouring a significant portion of his power into the One Ring, Sauron created a tool that could amplify his abilities and extend his influence far beyond his physical presence. The One Ring was designed to control the other rings of power, which had been distributed amongst the elves, the dwarves, and men. By controlling these rings, Sauron aimed to control the leaders of these races, thereby exerting his dominance over all of Middle-earth. Sauron's creation of the One Ring was an act of cunning and deceit. He had presented himself to the elves of Eregion as Anatar, the Lord of Gifts, and offered his knowledge to help them create the Rings of Power. Celebrimbor and the elven smiths known as the Gwaith Myrdain, eager to craft powerful artifacts, accepted his guidance without knowing his true identity. While the elves created their rings, Sauron secretly forged the One Ring in the fires of Mount Doom, and by doing so, he embedded within it the power to control the other rings, effectively turning the bearers of these rings into his thralls. This act of deception was a masterstroke in Sauron's plan to dominate Middle-earth. The One Ring was not just a tool of domination, it was also a reservoir of Sauron's power. By imbuing the ring with a significant portion of his essence, Sauron ensured that the ring would enhance his abilities and grant him near immortality as long as it remained intact. This investment of power made the ring an extension of Sauron himself, binding his fate to his existence. This also meant that the ring was inherently tied to Sauron's survival. If the ring were to be destroyed, it would significantly weaken Sauron and strip him of his ability to maintain a physical form, reducing him to a mere shadow of his former self. The One Ring was also a tool of psychological manipulation. It could corrupt the heart and minds of those who possessed it, exploiting their desires and ambitions. This corruption made it easier for Sauron to control individuals indirectly, sowing discord and mistrust among the free peoples of Middle-earth. The ring's ability to corrupt was a testament to Sauron's deep understanding of the darker aspects of the psyche, making his dominion not just a physical one, but a mental and emotional one as well. Sauron's ambitions extended beyond merely succeeding Morgoth. He aimed to establish himself as the supreme ruler of Middle-earth, a Dark Lord who could impose his will upon all living beings. His vision was one of totalitarian control, where every aspect of life was subject to his dominion. One of Sauron's most significant accomplishments in his quest for power was the downfall of Númenor. After being captured by Ar-Pharazôn, the last king of Númenor, Sauron used his cunning to corrupt the Númenorians from within. He introduced them to the worship of Morgoth and incited their rebellion against the Valar. This rebellion led to the catastrophic downfall of Númenor, with the island being swallowed by the sea. Sauron's role in this event showcased his ability to manipulate and corrupt, further cementing his reputation as a master of deceit and domination. So with Númenor destroyed, Sauron turned his attention back to Middle-earth, seeking to establish his dominion over the surviving Dúnedain and other free peoples. The construction of Barad-dûr, his dark tower in Mordor, symbolised his growing power and ambition. Sauron's ultimate goal was to bring all of Middle-earth under his rule, creating an empire of darkness where his will was absolute. The One Ring was the key to achieving this vision, as it allowed him to attempt to control the leaders of men, elves and dwarves through the other rings of power. The One Ring had a profound impact on several key characters in Middle-earth. Gollum, once a hobbit-like creature named Smeagol, was utterly corrupted by the ring's influence, transforming into a twisted and pitiable being. Bilbo Baggins, who came into possession of the ring by chance, experienced its corrupting influence over time, becoming increasingly possessive and secretive. Frodo Baggins, the ring-bearer tasked with its destruction, struggled with the ring's power throughout his journey. The ring's influence on Frodo highlighted the internal struggle between good and evil, showcasing the ring's ability to exploit even the purest hearts. The existence of the One Ring and Sauron's relentless pursuit of it had a wide-ranging impact on Middle-earth. It spurred the formation of the Fellowship of the Ring, uniting members of different races in a common cause. The threat of Sauron's dominion galvanized the free peoples to resist, leading to key alliances and battles that shaped the course of history. The destruction of the ring also had far-reaching consequences. It marked the end of the Third Age and the beginning of the Fourth Age, a time when the dominion of men rose and the elves, dwarves, and other races began to fade into the background. The ring's destruction symbolized the triumph of good over evil and the hope for a new beginning. Sauron's plan to dominate Middle-earth was thwarted by the resilience and wisdom of the elves. When the elves sensed Sauron's true intentions upon his donning of the One Ring, they immediately removed their own rings and hid them, thus severing the link Sauron had hoped to establish. After all, the elven rings were the only ones Sauron never touched, so his ability to poison them never came out like the others. This act of defiance was a significant setback for Sauron, as it really prevented him from controlling the elves directly and led them to understand his true intentions. Despite this setback, Sauron continued his quest for domination. However, the formation of the last alliance of elves and men, led by Gil-galad and Elendil, posed a formidable challenge to his power. The alliance marched upon Mordor and besieged Barad-dûr, leading to a climactic battle that culminated in Sauron's physical defeat. Isildur, Elendil's son, managed to cut the One Ring from Sauron's hand, thereby stripping him of much of his power. However, Isildur's failure to destroy the ring meant that Sauron's spirit endured, allowing him to eventually rise again in the Third Age. Throughout the Third Age, the One Ring remained a symbol of Sauron's malice and his will to dominate. It was sought after by Sauron's minions and coveted by many, including Gollum and later Frodo Baggins. The ring's destruction in the fires of Mount Doom during the War of the Ring finally ended Sauron's threat, bringing his long-standing ambition to an ultimate and irrevocable end. So, there we have it. Sauron's decision to pour his cruelty, his malice, and his will to dominate all life into the One Ring was a strategic move born of his insatiable desire for control and power. By creating the ring, Sauron aimed to dominate Middle-earth through deception, corruption, and sheer force of will. His plan, however, was ultimately thwarted by the resilience of the free peoples and the fateful destruction of the One Ring. Understanding Sauron's motivations and the strategic brilliance behind the One Ring provides deeper insight into the enduring struggle between good and evil in Tolkien's world. Sauron's story is a testament to the corrupting influence of power and the pursuit of domination, themes that resonate throughout the histories of Middle-earth. So although it was never for good intentions, you can safely say that Sauron was a dark genius, and it truly shows how he became one of the most formidable villains ever to exist in Middle-earth. And so until next time, may the stars shine upon your path, and may you always resist the lure of the One Ring. And I would also like to take a moment at the end of this video today to give you a quick update on The Guard, the short film that we are creating. Everything is going amazing. We have just shot block 2 and the rest of it should hopefully be shot soon too. As always, it is all the money from our Patreon that is funding this. In essence, it is a no budget production if you consider the large scale of film, but every pound that you give is a massive help to create an incredible story. I'm putting a couple of shots on screen now and some behind the scenes clips to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So if you would like to help support it a little bit more to help push us over the line, then please check out our Patreon. Every little bit really helps. And with that, now it is time for my question of the day, which is, do you think Sauron made a mistake creating the One Ring? Was he foolish to rely on so much of his power in an object that could be taken? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section down below. And now it is time to give a massive thank you to our patrons who continue to support the channel. You are all amazing. And if you have reached the very end of this video with me today and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It would massively help us out. And why not drop a like on the video as well? And with that, all I can say is, thank you for spending just some of your time with me today, and I will see you next time on The Broken Sword.